Hi, everybody. Welcome to Monday. It is Canadian Thanksgiving, and that is informing the video today because Far Cry 5 came out Far Cry 6, sorry, came out last week. I have not had a chance to play it yet. I was all like, I am so playing this game at launch, and life had other ideas. So, I will be eventually streaming the game on Twitch. I don't know when yet. Maybe this coming Thursday, maybe next week. Because I have to get a new capture card to run out of my PS5. Oops. So yes, there is a process going on here. If you want to help me pay for a new capture card, help support this channel, become a monthly patron, patreon.com/LeannaK. There are some predictable think pieces about the whole thing. The one that baffled me the most was a Wired piece that says what Far Cry 6 gets wrong about Cuba, which, if the game had been set in Cuba, I'd be okay with that, but it's not. It's set in a fictional place called Yara. And the Far Cry games have always been in not real places precisely so they can take liberties to create a fun game. And the Kotaku reviews similarly. Go Kotaku, despite all their lecturing the rest of us about diversity, the guy who reviewed Far Cry 6 was a self-professed white dude living in Kansas. But hey, do as we say, not as we do, right? They didn't have one Latino, Latina, Latine staff writer that could review Far Cry 6? No. Okay, then maybe don't come down so hard on other stuff. But it seems like it's fun. It seems like it's a Far Cry game. And that's one of these things about games like this, is I don't know why the games media expects things to be these mind-blowing things. Then again, the games press seemed to love The Last of Us 2, and I just didn't. But, you know, if you like Far Cry games, then you like Far Cry games. If you don't like Far Cry games, why would you think you'd like a Far Cry game? I don't know. But I haven't played the game myself. Some of the critiques about it feeling repetitive. Some people don't like the changes to the formula, which is fair. At least that's a commentary on gameplay, right? I think a lot of people expected it to be the Giancarlo Esposito show, and that's not how Far Cry villains tend to be used. People tend to forget that, you know, Vas Montenegro in Far Cry 3 played brilliantly by the great Michael Mando, which is in Better Call Saul with Giancarlo Esposito. It's a weird 6 degrees of separation, but he was only like the villain for the first half of that game. I don't know why people expected there to be a ton of interaction between the villain and the main character. That's Far Cry games have never been like that. It's always been the villain sort of picks their moments. But again, haven't played it yet. I just find that an odd criticism. So I will see. I will judge. But it was nice to see, even even the negative reviews that focused on gameplay and repetition of gameplay, instead of getting so fixated on narrative. That's one of the things that I'm grateful for, that I saw some of them. Now, the reviews are all over the place, and apparently some people played on PC, and some people played on Xbox Series X, and some people played on... So it was hard to really get a cross-section the same way. I don't know why they don't lump them under some tab on Metacritic all together, do like a cumulative review on all systems, and then allow you to break down. It would be a much better way of getting a sense about what people thought in the game in general, and then you can tell if something's jank. Anyway, like PC ports. But yeah, I'm thankful to see at least some people focus on gameplay instead of treating it like a 45-hour movie, because it's not. And this is what brings me to, the overall topic of this video today is I'm really glad that this year's been weird. Let's face it, the year before it was weird. Everybody's just marking time, and I'm really grateful to the people in the gaming community that are trying to kind of shut out all the noise and just find people who like games and who like to talk about games, and people who like to talk about games with them. I've met a lot of really interesting people over the last year who've sort of shared their stories, and I've gotten to know them, and they come from all walks of life. They have their own challenges and their own strengths and weaknesses and all that stuff, but they're all really, really good people at their core. And yeah, by a lot I mean like 3 or 4. But if I can meet 3 or 4 good people a year, hey, that's a life filled with a lot of really good people by the end, right? And, people have stepped up and helped out just to help out. And, they've hung in there when things get weird, and things are going to continue to be weird. It's really hard to predict the outrage about things. And I mean, maybe the best thing to say about Far Cry 6 is that there wasn't more freaking out when it dropped. I don't know. Maybe there has been and I just missed it. Maybe because it's kind of a COVID game. I'm probably gonna go easier on it just because it's a COVID game, and even though Coder isolated Bread for Cold Dark Places, that still matters when you can't meet in person, and normally you would. That does have an impact on how things came together. Reshoots on certain things probably didn't happen that otherwise would have, which is why I find it so strange that people are complaining about not enough Giancarlo Esposito. Have you not noticed what's been going on in the world of late? Just saying. But, I'll judge the game. I'll judge it for myself. But I'm just thankful there hasn't been a humongous crap storm. By the time this video runs, maybe there will have been a humongous crap storm. I don't know. But, for all the naysayers and all the gamers are terrible people, okay? That's not true. And I'm thankful this Canadian Thanksgiving to be able to know that's not true firsthand, because of the good people that support my content and support me, and just, I really appreciate the people who know how to disagree in a way that isn't just peak asshole. I'm always super, super appreciative of that. That is a skill. And it's a great starting point when people can kind of, have meetings of the minds. And hopefully I can continue to build on that with this community. I've been deliberately sort of hauling back a little on this channel, just to let things settle after everything went kind of crazy over the summer. But also just recovering from finishing Boss Fight and getting all that stuff out and pivoting to the game. But it's nice to sort of look forward with some trepidation, but mostly just look forward to what's next. And I don't remember the last time I really had the ability to kind of go, well, this could be kind of cool. It's all just sort of been a blur since I started doing YouTube. So that is awesome and appreciated, and thank you. And what are you looking forward to this holiday release? I'm kind of happy that like Far Cry 6 is my game. I may catch up on Valhalla. I've got a bunch of indie stuff that people have recommended. But what are you planning to play in the next, like, holiday thing, might give me something to look forward to look into. Because I find that's the best way for me to discover games, is to somebody to recommend them to me who sort of knows what I like. So looking forward to your comments. And if you're Canadian, happy Thanksgiving. If you're American, yours is next month. Help support this channel. Become a monthly patron. Patreon.com/LeannaK. Thanks for watching.